My sister stole my fiancé, saying, "I'm prettier anyway." But on her wedding day, I showed up as the plus one of a man who made her realize she'd stolen the wrong prize. Let me take you back to where this nightmare began, to the moment I learned that family loyalty meant nothing when beauty was involved. I'm Maya Patterson. I'm 29 years old now, but this story starts when I was 28. Successful corporate attorney at Troughton & Pepper, one of Atlanta's top law firms, making $180,000 a year, Harvard law graduate, worked my ass off to get where I am. But in my family, none of that mattered, because I wasn't the pretty one. That was my younger sister, Jasmine. We grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, working-class family. Our parents worked multiple jobs just to keep us fed and housed. Mama was a bank teller. Daddy worked at the post office. We didn't have much, but we had each other, or so I thought. From the time we were little, the comparisons started. Jasmine was 3 years younger than me. Lighter skin, that light brown that people call high yellow. Long, loose curls that people call good hair. Delicate features, big eyes, the kind of pretty that made people stop and stare. I was darker, deep brown skin that Mama said made me look strong. My hair was kinky, type 4C, the kind I had to work with for hours to get into any style. My features were broader, fuller. Not ugly, just not pretty, not like Jasmine. And everyone made sure I knew it. Jasmine got the looks, Maya got the brains. That's what Mama would say. Every single time someone complimented one of us, someone would say, "Oh, Jasmine is so beautiful." And Mama would beam and say, "Yes, she is, and Maya is so smart." Got straight A's. Like being smart was the consolation prize for not being pretty. When we were teenagers, it got worse. Boys lined up for Jasmine. Literally. She had guys asking her out from the time she was 14. Driving by her house, calling all the time, bringing her flowers. I didn't get asked out until I was 17. And when I did, Mama's response was, "Oh, that's nice, baby." Someone sees past the outside to your beautiful brain. Past the outside. Like my outside was something to see past. Something to overlook. But I loved my sister. Despite everything, I loved her. She was my baby sister. I protected her, helped her with homework, paid for her senior prom dress when Mama and Daddy couldn't afford it. When I got into Harvard Law, I cried with joy. I'd worked so hard. Perfect grades, internships, volunteer work, LSAT scores in the 98th percentile. Mama's response, "That's wonderful. Baby, you're gonna make something of yourself. Not like Jasmine, who'll just marry well." Marry well. That was Jasmine's life plan. Marry rich. Be pretty enough to land a man who would take care of her. I went to Harvard, worked 2 jobs while taking classes, graduated in the top 10% of my class, came back to Atlanta and got hired at Troughton & Pepper. Meanwhile, Jasmine went to Georgia State. I paid her tuition, $40,000 over 2 years, because family helps family. She dropped out sophomore year. "School's not for me, Maya. I'm not smart like you. But I don't need to be. I'm pretty. I'll model or act or marry rich. Pretty girls don't need degrees." She said it without shame, like being pretty was its own career. I was 28, working 60-hour weeks at the firm, when I met Marcus Bennett. Marcus was 32, investment banker at Morgan Stanley, made $300,000 a year, tall, 6'2", handsome, light-skinned like Jasmine, with good hair and light brown eyes, successful, educated, ambitious. We met at a networking event for young Black professionals. He approached me at the bar. "You're Maya Patterson, right? I heard you speak on the panel about corporate law. You were brilliant." Brilliant. Not beautiful. Brilliant. It was the first time a man had approached me for my mind, instead of making it clear he was settling because I was nice or smart. We talked for 3 hours about law, finance, politics, dreams. He was impressive, articulate, driven. We started dating. Expensive restaurants, weekend trips to Miami, New York, Dubai. He introduced me to his colleagues, showed me off at firm events. For the first time in my life, I felt chosen, not settled for. Chosen. 18 months later, Marcus proposed. At the Georgia Aquarium, in front of the beluga whale tank. Got down on one knee during a private after-hours tour he'd arranged. Maya, you're the most brilliant, beautiful, incredible woman I've ever met. Will you marry me? I said yes through tears. The ring was gorgeous. 2.5 carat diamond, platinum band, $35,000. I was getting married. Me, the smart one, the not as pretty one. I was marrying a successful, handsome man who loved me. I couldn't wait to tell my family. Sunday dinner at Mama's house. I brought Marcus to meet everyone. Mama's eyes lit up when she saw him. An investment banker. Maya, you did good. And he's so handsome. My daddy shook his hand, approved quietly. And then Jasmine walked in. She was 25 then, still living at home, working part-time at a boutique, spending her days at the gym and getting her hair and nails done. She walked into the dining room wearing a tight dress, full makeup, hair flowing down her back. Marcus's eyes followed her across the room. I noticed, but I pushed it down. He's just looking. Men look. It doesn't mean anything. Jasmine's eyes met his, and she smiled. Slow, deliberate. So you're Marcus. Maya's told me so much about you. She extended her hand. He held it too long when he shook it. It's nice to meet you. Maya didn't mention she had such a beautiful sister. Jasmine laughed, tucked her hair behind her ear. Oh, she probably forgot to mention it. Maya's the accomplished one. I'm just the pretty one. She said it like a joke, but it landed like truth. I asked Jasmine to be my maid of honor the next week. Of course, I'd be honored. She hugged me tight. This is so exciting. My big sister's getting married. Wedding planning started. I dove into it between 60-hour work weeks. Venue, caterer, flowers, dress appointments. Marcus started coming to family dinners more often, even when I was stuck at work. I'll just stop by and see your folks. Keep them company. Get to know them better before the wedding. It seemed sweet, thoughtful, until my best friend Kennedy pointed something out. Why is your fiancé at your parents' house every Sunday when you're not there? He's bonding with my family. Girl, he's bonding with your sister. Every time I see your mama's Instagram, there's Marcus and Jasmine in the kitchen cooking, or watching a movie, or laughing at some inside joke. They're family. That's what family does. Maya. Kennedy grabbed my shoulders. I love you, so I'm going to say this. Watch them. Something feels off. I didn't want to believe it. Couldn't believe it. Marcus was my fiancé. Jasmine was my sister. But I started noticing things. Marcus texting during dinner. Smiling at his phone. Just Jasmine. She's asking about the wedding playlist. Jasmine calling him directly instead of calling me. Oh, Marcus knows the answer to that wedding question better than you do, since you're always working. The two of them sharing looks across the table at family dinners. Little smiles. Inside jokes. I told myself I was paranoid, stress from work, imagining things. Then came the day that destroyed everything. I just made junior partner, at 28, youngest person in the firm's history. I was ecstatic. Rushed home early with a $300 bottle of champagne to celebrate with Marcus. We'd moved in together 6 months earlier. A nice condo in Midtown. 2 bedrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows, parking garage. I used my key, walked in calling his name. Marcus. Baby, guess what? In silence. Then I heard it. From the bedroom. Sounds I recognized. Sounds that shouldn't be happening in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon. My feet moved toward the bedroom, even though my brain was screaming to turn around. I opened the door. Marcus and Jasmine. In my bed. In the bed I shared with my fiancé. In the middle of the afternoon, like they had all the time in the world. The champagne bottle slipped from my hands, shattered on the hardwood floor. Glass and expensive French champagne everywhere. They jumped apart. Jasmine screamed, grabbed for the sheets, my sheets, to cover herself. Marcus stood up, didn't even look ashamed, just annoyed that he'd been caught. Maya, we need to talk. Talk? My voice came out as a shriek. You're in my bed with my sister, and you want to talk? Jasmine started crying. Fake tears I'd seen 1,000 times before when she wanted something. Maya, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. We tried to fight it, we really did. Fight what? The urge to fuck behind my back? How long has this been going on? Marcus was pulling on his pants, calm as anything. 3 months. 3 months, the room spun. 3 months? We've been engaged for 6 months? You've been fucking my sister for half of our engagement? I didn't plan this, Marcus said, like he was explaining a business decision. But Jasmine and I, we have a connection, something real, something I don't have with you. You don't have a connection with me? We're getting married in 4 months? I don't think we should get married. He said it flatly. Matter of fact. Jasmine was sobbing now, mascara running down her face. Maya, please try to understand. We fell in love. It just happened. We didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to hurt me? You didn't want to hurt me? I was screaming now. You're fucking my fiancé in my bed and you didn't want to hurt me? It's not like that. Then what is it like, Jasmine? Explain it to me. Explain how this isn't exactly what it looks like. Jasmine stood up, wrapped in my robe now, tears still falling. But her voice got stronger, colder. Fine, you want the truth? I'll give you the truth. Marcus was always going to choose me eventually. I'm prettier. I always have been. Men always choose me over you. You know this, Maya. The words hit like a physical slap. What did you just say? I'm prettier anyway. She said it simply, like stating a fact. Men don't care about your law degree or your partnership or how smart you are. They care about beauty, and between us, I'm the beautiful one. I always have been. Marcus realized he was settling for the smart sister when he could have the pretty one. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, could only stare at my baby sister, the one I paid tuition for, supported, loved, as she destroyed me. Mama was right, I whispered. She was right about you. Right about what? That you're nothing but a pretty face with an ugly heart. At least I have a pretty face, Jasmine shot back, vicious now. What do you have? A law degree and an empty bed. Marcus grabbed his keys from the nightstand. I'm going to give you space to process this. But Maya, the engagement is off. I'm with Jasmine now. We're together. Get out. My voice was shaking. Both of you, get out of my house. They left. Jasmine grabbed her clothes from the floor. Clothes scattered around my bedroom like evidence of their betrayal. As they walked out, Jasmine paused at the door. For what it's worth, I really am sorry it had to happen this way. But this is how the world works, Maya. Pretty girls win. You've always known that. You should have accepted it a long time ago. The door slammed. I stood in my bedroom, surrounded by broken champagne glass and shattered dreams, and collapsed on the floor. My sister, my baby sister, had stolen my fiancé and told me I deserved it because I wasn't pretty enough to keep him. I called my mother, sobbing so hard I could barely speak. Mama, Mama, I need you. Something terrible happened. What's wrong, baby? Marcus and Jasmine, I found them together, in my bed. They've been sleeping together for 3 months. Silence on the line. Then, oh Maya, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Relief flooded through me. Mama was on my side. Mama would. But baby, are you sure you're not overreacting? Jasmine called me earlier crying. She said it was a misunderstanding. The relief turned to ice. A misunderstanding? I walked in on them having sex, Mama. I know, but Jasmine feels terrible about it. And you know how these things happen sometimes. Hearts can't help who they love. Are you defending her? I'm not defending anyone. I'm just saying, maybe you need to think about whether Marcus was really the right man for you if he fell for Jasmine so easily. Maybe this is God's way of. God's way of what? Teaching me that my own mother won't defend me when my sister stabs me in the back? Maya, don't be so dramatic. Jasmine is your sister. Family is forever. Men come and go, but sisters? She stole my fiancé, Mama, while I was at work in my bed. She fell in love. There's a difference. And sweetheart, Mama's voice got softer, gentler, like she was explaining something to a child. You have to understand. Jasmine is special. She's beautiful. Men are always going to be drawn to her. That's just reality. You have other gifts. Your intelligence, your career. Focus on those things. I hung up. My own mother had chosen Jasmine. Again, the next week was hell. I took 3 days off work, something I'd never done. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just cried. Marcus came to get his things. Had the audacity to ask if we could be civil about this. I threw his stuff off my 3rd-floor balcony. Watched his $2,000 suits and designer shoes scatter across the parking lot. Get your shit and get out of my life. Jasmine posted on Instagram 2 days later, a photo of her and Marcus, his arm around her, both of them smiling, happy. Caption: when you know, you know. Hashtag unexpected love, hashtag soulmate, hashtag blessed beyond measure. The comments made me sick. You two are gorgeous together. Congratulations, love wins. The most beautiful couple. Our aunt commented, so happy for you both. True love can't be denied. My humiliation was public, complete, total. I had to cancel the wedding. Lose $15,000 in deposits. Call 150 guests to tell them the wedding was off. Why, they asked. What could I say? My sister stole my fiancé because she's prettier than me? I said it didn't work out. We want different things. But word spread anyway. Atlanta's Black professional community is small. People talk. Did you hear? Maya Patterson's fiancé left her for her younger sister. I heard the sister is gorgeous, like model gorgeous. Poor Maya. She's successful, but, not as pretty. My heartbreak became gossip. 2 months later, Jasmine called me. Maya, it's me. We need to talk. I had nothing to say to you. Please, just listen. I'm getting married. The words didn't register at first. What? Marcus proposed. We're getting married in 3 months. I know this is complicated, but you're my sister. I want you there. I actually laughed. Harsh, bitter, broken laughter. You want me at your wedding? To the man you stole from me? He wasn't stolen, Maya. He chose me. And I know you're hurt, but I'm your sister. Family should be there for the big moments. Mama really wants you there. Everyone does. Everyone can go to hell, and so can you. I'm extending the olive branch here. I'm being the bigger person. The bigger person? I was screaming now. You fucked my fiancé for 3 months behind my back, and you think you're the bigger person for inviting me to watch you marry him? I'm in love, Maya, and I'm getting married, with or without you. But it would mean a lot if you were there. She hung up before I could respond. Then the family pressure started. Mama calling daily. Baby, you need to come to this wedding. You need to show you've moved on. Show it doesn't bother you. What will people think if you're not there? I don't care what people think. Well, you should. Jasmine is your sister. Your only sister. Are you really going to miss her wedding over a man? My aunt's calling, my cousins, all saying the same thing. Be the bigger person. Show up. Prove you're over it. I was furious, hurt, humiliated, but I made a decision. I would go to that wedding, not to support them, not to be the bigger person, but to show them exactly what they'd lost, and to prove that pretty doesn't always win. Sometimes smart plays the long game and wins everything. After I hung up on Jasmine's wedding invitation, I sat in my condo for hours, staring at nothing. My best friend Kennedy showed up with wine and takeout, let herself in with the spare key I'd given her. Okay, I heard through the grapevine that Jasmine invited you to her wedding. Please tell me you told her to go straight to hell. I did, But Mama won't stop calling, says I need to be the bigger person, show I've moved on. Kennedy poured 2 massive glasses of wine. Fuck being the bigger person. You don't owe them anything. I know, but part of me wants to go, to show them I'm fine, that they didn't break me. Girl, you are fine. You made junior partner at 28. You're killing it. But I'm still the sister who got left for the prettier one. That's how everyone sees me. Kennedy grabbed my face. Listen to me. You need to stop defining yourself by what happened. Marcus was a piece of shit. Jasmine is a snake. Your mama has issues. None of that is about your worth. It's about their character. Easy to say, harder to believe. Then let's make you believe it. You need therapy. Real therapy. Not just whine and venting to me. Kennedy made me an appointment with Dr. Patricia Okonkwo before she left that night. 2 weeks later, I sat in Dr. Okonkwo's office in Buckhead. She was a Nigerian woman in her 50s, with kind eyes and zero patience for bullshit. Maya, tell me why you're here. I told her everything. The engagement, the betrayal, Jasmine's words, I'm prettier anyway. Mama's response that Jasmine is special because she's beautiful. Dr. Okonkwo listened without interrupting. Then she leaned forward. Maya, what happened to you was profound betrayal. Not just from Marcus, not just from Jasmine, but from your mother. The person who should have protected you chose to protect your abuser. That's parental betrayal. That's a specific kind of trauma. I feel like I'm crazy for being this hurt. People keep saying I should just move on. People who haven't experienced what you experienced. Your sister didn't just sleep with your fiancé. She weaponized colorism, texturism, and every insecurity your family planted in you from childhood. She told you that being darker-skinned and smarter makes you less worthy of love. That's abuse. The word hit me hard. Abuse? Yes. Your mother spent your entire childhood comparing you to Jasmine, telling you that beauty matters more than intelligence, that Jasmine's light skin and good hair made her more valuable. That's colorism. That's internalized racism. And when Jasmine stole your fiancé and your mother defended her, that was your mother choosing colorist beauty standards over protecting her daughter. That's abuse. I started crying. I always thought I was being sensitive, that I was jealous of Jasmine. You were a child being told you weren't enough because of how you looked. That's not sensitivity. That's trauma. And now you're an adult still carrying that wound. We need to heal it. Over the next 3 months, therapy changed everything. Dr. Okonkwo helped me see patterns. Mama had always valued Jasmine's looks over my accomplishments, had always excused Jasmine's failures while holding me to impossible standards. You paid for Jasmine's college tuition while working 2 jobs, Dr. Okonkwo pointed out. Did your mother ever acknowledge that sacrifice? She said I was blessed to be in a position to help family. Did she ask Jasmine to pay you back when she dropped out? No. Said Jasmine wasn't good with money and I shouldn't make her feel bad. But she had no problem with you working yourself to exhaustion to fund your sister's lifestyle. Do you see the pattern? I did. Finally, I did. Mama had parentified me, made me responsible for Jasmine financially and emotionally, while simultaneously telling me I was less valuable because I wasn't as pretty. That wasn't love. That was dysfunction. So what do? I asked Dr. Okonkwo during our 6th session. The wedding is in 2 months. Everyone expects me to go. What do you want to do? I want to show them they didn't break me, that I'm thriving. That being smart and dark-skinned and not as pretty doesn't mean I'm not worthy of everything. Then go. But not for them, for you. Go as the woman you're becoming. The woman who knows her worth isn't determined by her sister's cruelty or her mother's favoritism. I decided to go, but first I needed to heal more. Kennedy dragged me to a kickboxing class. You need to hit something, legally. She was right. Punching bags became therapy. I went 4 times a week, felt my body get stronger, felt the rage leave through my fists. Then Kennedy pushed me further. Take a trip, alone. Get out of Atlanta. Clear your head. I booked a solo trip to Ghana, 2 weeks in Accra. I'd never been to Africa, had always wanted to go. Something about going alone felt powerful. Reclaiming myself. I landed in Accra on a Friday evening. The heat hit me like a wall, but it felt good. Different. Far from Atlanta and all its pain. I stayed at a boutique hotel in Osu. Spent my days exploring markets, visiting Elmina Castle, eating amazing food. On my 5th day, I went to a beachside restaurant in Labadi. Sat alone at a table overlooking the ocean. Ordered grilled tilapia and jollof rice. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" I looked up. A man stood there. Tall, maybe 6'3", dark-skinned, gorgeous, well-dressed in linen pants and a fitted shirt. Confident smile. "No, the table's just for me." "But there are other tables." "I know, but I saw you sitting alone and thought you might want company. I'm Kwame." Something about his directness made me smile despite myself. "Maya. And I'm actually enjoying being alone." I respect that. A woman comfortable eating alone in a foreign country, that's strength. "But can I buy you a drink anyway?" "No strings. Just, you look like you're carrying something heavy." Sometimes a conversation with a stranger helps. I should have said no. Should have kept my walls up. Instead, I said, "1 drink." Kwame sat down, ordered us both cocktails, and we talked for 4 hours. He was 35, Ghanaian American. Born in Kumasi, moved to the States when he was 12. Got a degree in computer science from MIT. Worked in tech for 10 years. "I started my own company 3 years ago," he said. "FinTech. We help people in Africa access banking services through mobile technology." "That sounds amazing and profitable." He laughed. "It is. We just raised $100 million in Series B funding. The company's valued at about $500 million now." I almost choked on my drink. $500 million? The company, not me personally. I own 30%, so I'm worth about $150 million on paper. But it's not about the money. It's about impact. We've helped 2 million people access financial services who never had bank accounts before. I was impressed. This wasn't Marcus's "I make $300K and think I'm rich" energy. This was real wealth, real purpose. "What about you?" Kwame asked. "What brings you to Ghana alone?" I hadn't planned to tell him, but something about being anonymous, being far from home, made me honest. "I'm recovering from a betrayal. My sister stole my fiancé, slept with him for 3 months behind my back, then told me she deserves him because she's prettier than me. They're getting married in 6 weeks. My family wants me to go to the wedding. I'm here trying to figure out if I'm strong enough to watch them celebrate." Kwame was quiet for a long moment. Then, "Your sister sounds deeply insecure." "Insecure? She's beautiful. Everyone says so. She's always been the pretty one." Beauty that requires tearing others down is insecurity. Confident, beautiful people don't need to steal. They don't need to compare. Your sister took your fiancé because she needed to prove she could. That's not confidence. That's desperate validation seeking. I'd never thought of it that way. "And your ex-fiancé is an idiot," Kwame continued. "A man who chooses based on looks over character always loses in the long run. Pretty fades. Character compounds. Everyone keeps telling me to be the bigger person, to go to the wedding and show I've moved on." "Have you moved on?" "I'm working on it." "Then go to prove anything to them. But to prove something to yourself, that you're unbreakable, that their cruelty couldn't destroy you, that you're still standing." We talked until the restaurant closed, exchanged numbers. "I'm here for 2 more weeks for business," Kwame said. "Can I see you again?" "I don't know if I'm ready." "I'm not asking you to be ready for anything. I'm asking if I can take you to dinner tomorrow, as friends, as 2 people who enjoy talking. Nothing more, unless you want more." I said yes. We had dinner the next night, and the night after that, and 3 more times before I left Ghana. Kwame showed me Accra through local eyes, took me to his favorite chop bar for Waki, to Jamestown to see the lighthouse, to the W.E.B. Du Bois Center. We talked about everything: law and tech, family dysfunction and healing, dreams and disappointments. On my last night in Ghana, we sat on the beach watching the sunset. "Maya, can I ask you something?" "Sure." "When you go back to Atlanta, what happens to us?" "I don't know. I live there." "You live where?" "I split time between Accra and San Francisco, but I can be anywhere. My company is remote friendly." "Kwame, I like you a lot, but I just got out of something devastating. I'm not ready. I'm not asking you to be ready. I'm asking if you'll let me take you on a real date when we're both back in the States. Let me show you what it looks like when a man actually values you." Something in his eyes made me trust him. "Okay, one date." He smiled. "That's all I need." We stayed in touch after I returned to Atlanta. Daily texts, FaceTime calls that lasted hours, voice notes about our days. Kennedy noticed immediately. "Girl, you're smiling again. Who is he?" "His name is Kwame. I met him in Ghana. And I think he might be something special." 3 weeks after I got back, Kwame flew to Atlanta. "I told you I wanted to take you on a proper date." He picked me up in a Bentley, not to show off, but because that's just what he drove. Took me to Bacchanalia, Atlanta's most exclusive restaurant. Had somehow gotten a reservation that usually requires a 3-month wait. Over dinner. "Maya, I need to be honest with you. I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since Accra. I know you're healing. I know you're not ready for anything serious, but I need you to know I'm willing to wait, however long it takes." "Why? You barely know me." "I know enough. I know you're brilliant. The way you talk about law, about justice, about fighting for people who can't fight for themselves. I know you're strong. You're healing from betrayal that would break most people. I know you're beautiful, not just physically, though you are stunning, but the way your mind works, the way you see the world. That's beautiful." No man had ever said anything like that to me. Marcus had called me smart, but he'd never called me beautiful. He'd never valued my mind as part of my beauty. Kwame did. "I'm scared," I admitted. "Scared to trust again, scared to believe someone actually sees me." "I see you, all of you, the brilliant attorney, the woman healing from trauma, the sister who got hurt, the daughter who wasn't protected. I see all of it, and I'm not going anywhere." We dated for 2 months. He flew to Atlanta every weekend, stayed at the St. Regis, but spent every waking moment with me. He met Kennedy, who interrogated him for an hour, then gave me a thumbs up. "Girl, he's the real deal. Don't let this one go." One Saturday, lying in my bed, yes, I finally let him stay over. I told him about the wedding invitation. "It's in 4 weeks. I told Jasmine I wasn't going, but my family won't stop calling. Mama says I need to show I've moved on and be there for family." Kwame was quiet, running his fingers through my hair. "Do you want to go?" Part of me wants to show them I'm not broken. But part of me thinks it's petty. It's not petty, it's powerful. You going to that wedding, thriving, happy, healed, that's you taking your power back. I don't want to go alone. "Then don't." He sat up, looked at me seriously. "Go with me." "What?" "Let me be your date. Let me walk into that wedding with you on my arm. Let them see that you didn't just survive their betrayal, you leveled up. Let them see what they lost when they chose pretty over substance. That feels like I'm using you." "You're not using me. I want to do this. I want to stand beside you. I want them to see that you have a man who values everything they overlooked, who sees your intelligence as beauty, your strength as attractive, your success as impressive. Let me show them what a real man looks like." I thought about it. The image of walking into Jasmine's wedding with Kwame, successful, gorgeous, wealthy, completely devoted to me. Okay, let's do it. Kwame smiled. Good. Now what are you wearing? 'Cause we need to make sure you look absolutely stunning. Not for them, for you. The next 3 weeks were a blur. Kwame flew in a personal stylist from LA. She helped me find the perfect dress, a custom emerald green gown that hugged every curve, made my dark skin glow, made me feel like a queen. I got my hair done, natural hair styled in an elaborate updo with gold accessories woven through. Professional makeup artist, manicure, pedicure, the works. Kennedy came over the morning of the wedding, saw me in the dress. Oh my God, Maya, you look incredible. You think so? Girl, you're about to walk into that wedding and break every heart in the room, including your sister's. She's going to realize she stole the booby prize. Kwame picked me up in the Bentley, wearing a custom navy suit that probably cost more than Marcus made in a month. When he saw me, his jaw literally dropped. Maya, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You're just saying that. I'm not. I'm stating a fact. You are stunning, inside and out, and I'm the luckiest man alive to walk into this wedding with you. He kissed my hand, and we drove to my sister's wedding to show them exactly what they'd lost. We pulled up to the Atlanta History Center in Buckhead, the venue Jasmine had chosen for her wedding. The same venue I had booked for my wedding to Marcus. The one I'd lost my $5,000 deposit on when he left me. Jasmine had taken my venue too. Kwame must have felt me tense because he squeezed my hand. You good? She's getting married at the venue I picked. The one I was supposed to marry him at. Kwame's jaw tightened. She really is something else. You ready to show her what a mistake looks like? I took a deep breath, checked my reflection in the visor mirror one more time. The emerald dress hugged my curves perfectly. My skin glowed. My natural hair was a work of art. I looked expensive, powerful, happy. Yeah, let's do this. Kwame came around, opened my door, helped me out. His hand went immediately to the small of my back, possessive, protective. We walked toward the entrance. I could see guests milling around. Family members I recognized, Marcus's colleagues, Jasmine's friends. The ceremony was already underway. We were intentionally late. Kwame opened the door to the garden ceremony space as quietly as possible. But it didn't matter. Every head turned. The officiant stuttered mid-sentence. And Jasmine, standing at the altar in her custom Vera Wang dress that probably cost $15,000, went completely pale. Her eyes locked on me, then traveled to Kwame, then back to me, then to the dress, then to Kwame again. I watched her do the math in real time, watched her realize that I wasn't broken, wasn't destroyed, wasn't the pathetic older sister she'd left crying in a bedroom 6 months ago. I was radiant. Marcus turned to see what had disrupted the ceremony. His face when he saw me, I'll never forget it. Shock. Then something that looked like regret. Then anger. Then back to shock when he saw Kwame. We walked down the side aisle to seats in the back row. Every eye in that garden was on us instead of the bride. Kwame pulled out my chair, waited until I sat, then sat beside me. His arm went across the back of my chair, a clear signal. She's mine. The officiant tried to recover. Where were we? Yes, the vows. Marcus, please repeat after me. But Marcus wasn't paying attention. He was staring at me, at us. Jasmine had to physically grab his arm to get his attention back. Marcus, she hissed, loud enough for the front rows to hear. He turned back to her, stumbled through his vows. Jasmine's vows were even worse. She kept glancing at me, at Kwame, losing her place in her notes. I, Jasmine, take you, Marcus, to be my, I'm sorry, can we start that again? Whispers rippled through the guests. Is that Maya? Who is that man with her? Oh my God, he's gorgeous. That dress probably costs more than the bride's. She looks amazing. I sat there, calm, and composed, while Jasmine's wedding fell apart at the seams. They finally got through the vows. The officiant pronounced them husband and wife. They kissed. A friend, awkward, too long kiss that was clearly for show. As they walked back down the aisle, Jasmine's eyes found mine. I smiled. Not a big smile, just a small, knowing smile. You took my leftovers and thought you won. Look at me now. The reception was in the mansion's grand ballroom. Cocktail hour first. Kwame and I walked in, and I swear the room went quiet. People I hadn't seen in months. Family members, old friends, Marcus's colleagues who'd been at our engagement party, all staring. My Aunt Patricia approached first. "Maya, sweetheart, you came. And who is this handsome young man?" Before I could answer, Kwame extended his hand. "Kwame Mensah, Maya's partner. Pleasure to meet you." "Mensah? Are you Ghanaian?" "Yes, ma'am. Born in Kumasi, live between Accra and San Francisco now." "And what do you do, Kwame?" "I'm the founder and CEO of Mensah Financial Technologies. We're a fintech company focused on expanding banking access in West Africa." Aunt Patricia's eyes widened. "A CEO? Maya, you didn't mention." Another family member interrupted. "Mensah Financial? Wait, didn't you guys just get featured in Forbes? Something about raising $100 million? Kwame smiled modestly. "Yes, our Series B funding round. We're fortunate to have great investors who believe in our mission." I watched the information spread through the room like wildfire. People pulling out phones, Googling Kwame, realizing exactly who he was. Within 10 minutes, everyone knew Maya's date was a tech billionaire. Well, worth $150 million, but in that room, the number didn't matter. What mattered was that he made Marcus's $300K salary look like pocket change. Mama appeared, looking flustered. "Maya, baby, I didn't think you'd actually come." "Wouldn't miss it, Mama. This is Kwame." Kwame shook her hand politely. "Mrs. Patterson, lovely to meet you. You have a beautiful daughter. Both of them, I'm sure. Though I'm partial to Maya." The dig was subtle, but Mama caught it. Her smile tightened. "Well, yes, Maya's always been special in her own way. And you're a tech person?" "I run a technology company, yes, ma'am, though I prefer to think of it as a financial inclusion company. We use technology to help underserved communities access banking services." "How nice. And you and Maya met?" "In Ghana. I was there for business. She was there healing from some difficult circumstances. We connected immediately. I've never met a woman as brilliant, strong, and beautiful as Maya." He said it looking right at my mother, making sure she heard every word. Beautiful. He called me beautiful, right in front of Mama, who'd spent 29 years telling me Jasmine got the looks and I got the brains. Mama didn't know what to say to that. The DJ announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to your seats. Dinner will be served shortly. And now, for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Marcus Bennett." Jasmine and Marcus entered to applause. Jasmine had changed into her reception dress, a sexy, form-fitting white gown with a deep V. She looked beautiful, I could admit that. But she also looked nervous, kept scanning the room until she found me and Kwame. We were seated at table 12, far from the head table, with distant cousins I barely knew. Deliberate. Jasmine had put me as far from her as possible, but it didn't matter. Everyone kept looking our way anyway. The couple at our table introduced themselves. "I'm Marcus's colleague from Morgan Stanley. This is my wife. You're Maya, right? Marcus's ex?" "Yes. This is Kwame, my boyfriend." "The tech CEO?" "Yeah, we Googled. Impressive. Series B at $100 million is incredible." Kwame thanked him, started talking business. Within minutes, Marcus's colleague was more interested in Kwame than the wedding. "We should connect. I'd love to learn more about fintech expansion in Africa. Here's my card." Kwame took it politely. "Happy to chat. Though I have to say, I'm primarily here to support Maya. This is her day." The man looked confused. "But it's her sister's wedding?" "Exactly. Maya is here supporting her sister despite everything. That takes strength. I'm just here to support her. The implication was clear. Maya is the better person here. Salads came, then entrees. I barely touched my food. Too nervous, too aware of everyone watching. Then the speeches started. Best man. Marcus and Jasmine's love story is unique. They found each other unexpectedly, against the odds, despite complications. But true love conquers all. The room was uncomfortable. Everyone knew the complications meant me. Maid of honor, one of Jasmine's sorority sisters. Jasmine has always been the most beautiful girl in any room. And now she's found a man who appreciates that beauty. They're perfect together. My stomach turned. Then Mama stood up, unscheduled, grabbed the microphone. I just want to say how proud I am of my daughter Jasmine. She's beautiful, inside and out, and Marcus is so lucky to have her. Some people, she glanced at me, some people might think this union is complicated, but love doesn't follow rules. It follows the heart, and Jasmine followed her heart. I'm so proud of her for choosing love. She was defending Jasmine, publicly, at the wedding to my ex-fiancé. Kwame's hand found mine under the table, squeezed tight. I wanted to leave, wanted to run, but I stayed, because this wasn't about them anymore. This was about me, proving I couldn't be broken. After dinner, dancing started. Marcus and Jasmine's first dance. They swayed to At Last by Etta James. The irony wasn't lost on me. That had been my first dance song choice. She'd stolen that too. When the song ended, the DJ called for the wedding party and family to join. Mama grabbed my arm as she passed. Maya, come dance. It's a celebration. I'm good here, Mama. Don't be like this. Your sister wants you to be part of. Kwame stood up. Mrs. Patterson, Maya will dance when she's ready. Right now, she's with me. He pulled me to my feet, led me to a quiet corner of the dance floor, away from Jasmine and Marcus. A slow song started. Kwame pulled me close. You're doing amazing, he whispered. I know this is hard, but you're here. You're standing. You're winning. Winning? They look happy. They look performative. Did you see how many times Marcus looked at you during dinner? How many times Jasmine checked to see where you were? You're in their heads, living rent-free, while you're actually happy, actually healing, actually with someone who values you. He was right. Marcus had looked my way at least a dozen times, and Jasmine had been watching Kwame like she was trying to figure out what made him different from Marcus. As we danced, I saw Jasmine whisper something to Marcus. He shook his head. She whispered more urgently. Then they both headed toward us. Maya! Jasmine's voice was too bright, too fake. I'm so glad you came. This means so much. Of course, wouldn't miss it. Jasmine's eyes raked over Kwame, hungry, assessing. And you must be, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Kwame Mensah. He didn't shake her hand, just nodded politely. Kwame, unusual name. What do you do? I run a tech company. Oh, how nice. Marcus works in finance, banking, very successful. I'm sure he is. Marcus was staring at me. Maya, you look good, really good. Thank you. Can we talk privately? Kwame's arm tightened around my waist. Anything you need to say to Maya, you can say in front of me. It's personal. Then the answer is no, I said firmly. We have nothing to discuss privately. You're married now, to my sister. Whatever we had is over. I just wanted to say I'm glad you found someone. You deserve to be happy. The audacity. I am happy. Very happy. Kwame makes sure of that every single day. Jasmine jumped in, her voice getting sharp. Well, we're happy too. Aren't we, Marcus? So happy. This is the happiest day of our lives. I'm sure it is, Kwame said smoothly. Though I have to say, when Maya and I get married, he dropped it casually, like it was decided. We're thinking destination. Zanzibar maybe, or Cape Town. Somewhere more private, more intimate, more meaningful. Jasmine's face went white. You're getting married? Eventually. When Maya's ready? I'm a patient man. Marcus looked like he'd been punched. You're getting married? Already? You've only been together? When you know, you know. I quoted Jasmine's Instagram caption back at her. Isn't that what you said? The song ended. Perfect timing. Excuse us, Kwame said. I promised Maya I'd get her some champagne. We walked away, leaving them standing there. At the bar, Kwame ordered us drinks, then leaned in close. That was perfect. Did you see their faces? Marcus looked devastated because he's realizing what he lost. He had you, brilliant, beautiful, successful you, and he threw it away for surface-level pretty. And now you're with someone who sees your actual value. That's eating him alive. The bartender handed us champagne. We toasted quietly. To showing up, Kwame said. To showing up, I echoed. The bouquet toss was announced. All the single ladies called to the dance floor. I started to sit down, but Jasmine's voice rang out. Maya, come on, single ladies. Everyone turned to look at me. I shook my head. I'm good. Come on, don't be shy. Maybe you'll catch it. Maybe you'll be next. Her voice had an edge to it. She wanted me up there, wanted to embarrass me. Kwame whispered, Go, show her you're not afraid. I walked to the dance floor, stood in the back of the group of women, mostly teenagers and Jasmine's single friends. Jasmine turned her back, held up the bouquet. Okay, ladies, are you ready? She threw it, not just in my general direction, directly at me. It hit me in the chest. I caught it reflexively. The room erupted. Maya caught it! Jasmine spun around, fake smile plastered on. Oh my God, Maya, you caught it. That means you're next. I looked at the bouquet. White roses and peonies. Expensive. Beautiful. Then I looked at a little flower girl standing nearby, maybe 7 years old, looking at the flowers with wonder. I walked over, knelt down. Here, sweetie, this is for you. I handed her the bouquet. The little girl's face lit up. For me? Really? Really, you keep it. You're going to grow up and have the most beautiful wedding someday. Consider this practice. I stood up, looked directly at Jasmine. I don't need luck. I already have everything I want. I walked back to Kwame, who was grinning. That was perfect, he murmured. Absolutely perfect. Jasmine's smile had disappeared. She looked furious, because her moment of petty triumph, forcing me to catch the bouquet, reminding everyone I was single, had backfired. I'd rejected it, rejected her pity, rejected her narrative that I was the pathetic single older sister. The reception continued. But I was done. Can we go? I asked Kwame. Absolutely. We said polite goodbyes to a few people. Didn't bother with Jasmine or Marcus or Mama. Just walked out hand in hand. In the Bentley, Kwame turned to me. How do you feel? Tired, but good. Really good. You did that. You walked into the lion's den and came out untouched. You proved you're stronger than their betrayal. I couldn't have done it without you. Yes, you could have. But I'm glad I got to be there. I'm glad I got to show them what a man who actually values you looks like. He drove me home, walked me to my door. I'm not coming up, he said. Tonight was big. You need to process it. But Maya, yeah, I meant what I said in there. When Maya and I get married, I wasn't just saying that to make them jealous. I was saying it because I can see it. I can see a future with you. And when you're ready, I'm going to ask you properly. I'm going to give you the wedding you deserved all along. He kissed my forehead and left. I went inside, took off the dress, washed off the makeup, looked at myself in the mirror. The same face Mama had said was strong instead of beautiful. The same face Jasmine had said wasn't pretty enough to keep a man. I saw something different now. I saw strength, intelligence, beauty that had nothing to do with being light-skinned or having good hair. I saw a woman who'd survived betrayal and come out stronger. I saw a woman worth loving. And for the first time in my life, I believed it. My phone buzzed. Text from Kennedy. Girl, the group chat is exploding. Everyone's talking about you and Kwame. You broke that wedding. People are saying Jasmine looked miserable. Marcus couldn't stop staring at you. And your man? A whole billionaire? You won! You won! I smiled. Then another text. From a number I didn't recognize. This is Marcus. Can we please talk? I made a mistake. The biggest mistake of my life. Please. I blocked the number without responding, and went to bed, alone, at peace, victorious. 6 months after the wedding, I stood in my new office at the law firm, full partner at 29, youngest in the company's history. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking downtown Atlanta. My name on the door, Maya Patterson, senior partner. I'd earned it, worked 80-hour weeks, won 3 major cases, brought in $5 million in new business. But the real victory wasn't the corner office. It was the 5-carat diamond ring on my finger. Kwame had proposed 3 months after Jasmine's wedding. Took me to Santorini, rented out an entire cliffside villa, got down on one knee at sunset overlooking the Aegean Sea. Maya, you are the most extraordinary woman I've ever known. Not because you're beautiful, though you are stunning. Not because you're successful, though you are brilliant, but because you're you. Your mind, your heart, your strength, your resilience. You survived betrayal that would break most people and came out stronger. I don't just love you. I admire you. I'm in awe of you. And I want to spend the rest of my life showing you that intelligence, integrity, and character matter more than anything. Will you marry me? I'd said yes through tears. The ring was custom, a flawless 5-carat emerald-cut diamond set in platinum with 2 smaller diamonds on each side, worth about $200,000. We posted engagement photos on Instagram, professional shots from Santorini, both of us glowing, the ring sparkling in the Greek sunlight. My caption, when you stop settling for good enough, extraordinary finds you. #engaged, #forever starts now, #love wins. The post went viral. 50,000 likes in the first hour. Comments flooded in. Congratulations, you look so happy. That ring, girl, you won. This is what happens when you level up. From Harvard Law to tech billionaire fiancé, she's living the dream. And of course, Jasmine commented, Congratulations, Maya, so happy for you. Can't wait to celebrate. Fake, performative, forced. I'd seen her through mutual friends' social media. Her marriage to Marcus was already falling apart. They fought constantly. Marcus worked late, came home drunk, criticized everything she did. You're not Maya, he'd apparently told her during one argument that a cousin overheard at a family dinner. Maya was a partner, someone I could talk to. You're just pretty. There's no depth. The irony was delicious. He'd left me for someone with no depth, and now couldn't stand her. Jasmine had wanted more from him. Luxury lifestyle, designer everything, private jets. The life she thought came with marrying a banker. But Marcus made $300,000. Good money, not private jet money. Why can't you be more like Kwame? She'd screamed at Marcus, according to family gossip. Maya's fiancé flies her to Greece on a whim, takes her to Bacchanalia whenever she wants, buys her $200,000 rings. Why can't you do that? Because I'm not worth $150 million? Marcus had yelled back. You chose me. You pursued me. You can't be mad that I'm not a billionaire when you specifically stole me from your sister. Their fights became legendary in family circles. Meanwhile, Kwame and I were planning our wedding. We decided on Cape Coast, Ghana. Destination wedding, 100 guests, beach ceremony at sunset. I want to marry you where we met, Kwame had said. Well, close enough. Accra is where we met. Cape Coast is where we'll start forever. I'd hired a Ghanaian wedding planner, custom dressed by a designer in Accra, who incorporated traditional kente cloth into a modern silhouette. It was stunning, gold and green and cream with intricate beading. And here was the best part. I didn't invite anyone from my immediate family. Not Jasmine, not Mama, Not my father who'd stayed silent through everything. Kennedy asked me about it. You sure you don't want your mama there? I know she messed up, but she's still your mother. She chose Jasmine over me when Jasmine destroyed my life. She defended Jasmine publicly at the wedding. She told me to accept being betrayed because Jasmine is prettier. Why would I invite her to celebrate my happiness when she celebrated my pain? What did she say when you told her? I didn't tell her. She found out through Instagram like everyone else. 3 days after posting our engagement, Mama called. Maya, baby, I saw your post. You're engaged. Why didn't you call me? Why would I? I'm your mother. You don't tell your mother you're engaged? Mothers protect their daughters. You protected Jasmine at my expense. You're not my mother in any way that matters. That's cruel. No, Mama. Cruel was defending Jasmine after she stole my fiancé. Cruel was telling me to accept it because she's prettier. Cruel was giving a speech at her wedding about how proud you are of her for following her heart. Right to my ex-fiancé's bed. That's cruel. I'm just creating boundaries. I want to make this right. You can't. The damage is done. I'm getting married in Cape Coast in 6 months. You're not invited. Neither is Jasmine. Neither is Daddy for staying silent. This day is about me and Kwame and the family we're building. Chosen family who actually loves and supports me. You can't mean that. I'm your mother. I have a right to be there. You had a right to protect me when Jasmine betrayed me. You gave up that right when you chose her. Actions have consequences, Mama. This is yours. I hung up, blocked her number. Kennedy whistled. Damn, girl, that was harsh. Was it harsh? Or was it boundaries? Both. But necessary. The months leading up to the wedding were blissful. Kwame's company went public, IPO'd at $2 billion valuation. His 30% stake was now worth $600 million on paper. We moved into a mansion in Buckhead, $4 million, 8,000 square feet, pool, home theater, the works. I made full partner at the firm, $350,000 salary plus bonuses and equity. We were thriving, individually successful, but stronger together. Meanwhile, Jasmine's life was imploding. I heard through the family grapevine she'd caught Marcus texting another woman, a paralegal at his firm, young, pretty, available. When Jasmine confronted him, "You're cheating on me? How could you?" Marcus, the same way I cheated on Maya with you. Why are you surprised? Cheaters cheat. That's what we do. The self-awareness was shocking. Jasmine called me, crying. I almost didn't answer the blocked number, but curiosity won. Maya, it's me. Please don't hang up. What do you want, Jasmine? Marcus is cheating on me with some girl from his office. I don't know what to do. I need my sister. The audacity nearly made me laugh. Your sister? I stopped being your sister when you fucked my fiancé in my bed and told me you're prettier, so you deserve him. I know I was wrong. But I'm hurting and I need... You need what? Sympathy? Support? Where was your support when I was hurting? Oh, right, you were the one causing the hurt. Please, Maya, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. I was wrong. So wrong. I was jealous and insecure and I ruined everything. Yes, you did. You ruined your relationship with your sister. You ruined my engagement. And now your marriage is ruined because you married a man who cheats. Karma is beautiful, isn't it? How can you be so cold? You taught me. You told me pretty girls win. Well, look at you now. Pretty, married, and miserable. Meanwhile, I'm engaged to a man worth $600 million, who treats me like a queen. So who actually won, Jasmine? She was crying harder now. I made a mistake. The biggest mistake of my life. I lost my sister over a man who doesn't even love me. Yes, you did. And that's something you'll have to live with. But it's not my problem. Not anymore. I've moved on. I'm happy. I'm loved. I'm valued. Everything you said I couldn't have because I'm not pretty enough, I have it all. And you have a cheating husband. We both got what we deserved. Maya, please, don't call me again. I blocked her number. Told Kwame about it that night. She called asking for support because Marcus is cheating on her. What did you say? That karma is beautiful, and she got exactly what she deserved. Kwame pulled me close. You know what the difference is between you and her? What? When you were going through pain, you healed. You grew. You became stronger. When she goes through pain, she looks for someone to save her. That's why you're thriving and she's drowning. You build yourself up. She tears others down. Do you think I was too harsh? No, I think you were honest. She wanted you to make her feel better about her choices. That's not your job. Your job is to protect your peace. And you did. 6 months after the engagement, our wedding day arrived. We'd flown our 100 guests to Ghana. Kennedy as maid of honor, Kwame's brother as best man, friends from law school, colleagues, Kwame's family from Nigeria and Ghana. Not one person from my immediate family. The ceremony was at sunset on the beach in Cape Coast. White chairs set up in the sand. Flowers everywhere. Tropical blooms in gold, green, and cream. I wore my custom gown, a masterpiece that incorporated traditional kente cloth patterns into a modern fitted silhouette with a dramatic train. My natural hair was styled in goddess locks adorned with gold accessories. Kwame wore traditional Ghanaian kente cloth, a custom outfit that cost more than most people's cars. Kennedy walked me down the beach, since I wouldn't let my father do it. You ready? She whispered. More than I've ever been. When Kwame saw me, he actually cried, tears streaming down his face. His vows destroyed me. Maya, when I met you in Accra, you were healing from people who couldn't see your value, who told you that intelligence wasn't as important as beauty, that being dark-skinned wasn't as valuable as being light, that success wasn't as impressive as being pretty. They were wrong about everything. You are the most brilliant, beautiful, strong woman I have ever known. Not beautiful despite being smart, beautiful because you're smart. Not valuable despite being successful, valuable because you're accomplished. Not worthy despite being dark-skinned, worthy because you're exactly who you are. Every part of you. I don't just love you. I admire you. I'm in awe of you. I respect you. And I will spend every day of our marriage making sure you know that your intelligence, your integrity, your strength, and yes, your beauty are what make you extraordinary. You are not second place to anyone. You are first, always. You are my queen, my partner, my equal, my everything. I was sobbing. My vows. Kwame, 3 years ago, someone told me I wasn't pretty enough to keep a man, that I should accept being betrayed because pretty girls always win. You taught me they were wrong. You taught me that the right man doesn't want surface-level pretty. He wants substance, depth, intelligence, character. You chose me not despite my mind, but because of it. Not despite my success, but because you celebrate it. Not despite my darkness, but because you see it as beautiful. You didn't save me, I saved myself. But you reminded me I was always worth saving. You loved me when I thought I was unlovable. You saw me when I felt invisible. You chose me when others overlooked me. And I promised to spend our lives together, showing you that choosing substance over surface was the smartest decision you ever made. We kissed as husband and wife. The reception was perfect. Dancing on the beach, African drums, incredible food, joy everywhere. My Instagram post, professional photos of us on the beach, golden hour lighting, both of us glowing. Caption, 3 years ago, I was told I wasn't pretty enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. Today, I married a man who sees my intelligence as beauty, my success as attractive, and my character as priceless. To everyone who ever made you feel less than, they were wrong. You're not less. You're just with the wrong people. Find your people. They're out there. Hashtag Mary and Mrs. Mensah. Hashtag Ghana wedding. Hashtag forever starts now. Hashtag worth the wait. 1 million likes in 24 hours. This is the most beautiful wedding I've ever seen. You look like royalty. Literal queen. That dress, that groom, that love, everything. From heartbreak to this, you inspire me. And buried in the comments, one from Jasmine. Beautiful wedding, Maya. You look happy. I'm genuinely happy for you. I didn't respond. Didn't need to. The wedding was featured in Munaluchi Bride magazine. Tech CEO marries Harvard law partner in stunning Ghana beach ceremony. The photos went viral. My dress, the setting, the love obvious in every frame. We honeymooned in Zanzibar for 3 weeks. Private villa, just us. Perfect. When we got back to Atlanta, real life started. And that's when Jasmine's life completely fell apart. Marcus filed for divorce 8 months after their wedding. I can't do this anymore, he told her. According to family gossip, I married you because you were beautiful and available. I thought that would be enough. It's not. I need someone with substance, like Maya had. You're not her. You'll never be her. Jasmine was devastated, begged him to stay, promised to change. He left anyway, moved out, filed paperwork. She called me again. I didn't answer. Left a voicemail. Maya, I know you don't want to hear from me, but I'm falling apart. Marcus left. The marriage is over. I have no job, no degree, no skills. I'm 27 years old, and I have nothing. I stole your life, thinking it would make me happy, and now I don't even have that. I'm so sorry for everything. I'm so sorry. I deleted it without finishing. Told Kwame, Marcus left Jasmine. How do you feel? Nothing. I feel nothing. No satisfaction, no vindication, just indifference. She's not part of my life anymore. Her problems aren't my problems. That's growth. Yeah, it is. 1 year after my wedding, I got pregnant. Twins. A boy and a girl. Kwame was ecstatic. We're having 2 babies at once. Your summers don't play around. He laughed. Mensah men are fertile. My dad has 6 siblings. My grandfather had 9 kids. You signed up for this. I'm not complaining. We announced the pregnancy on Instagram at 20 weeks. Professional maternity photos, my belly clearly visible. Kwame's hand on my stomach, both of us glowing. Caption, double trouble coming soon. We're beyond blessed. Hashtag twins on the way. Hashtag boy and girl. Hashtag family goals. Hashtag blessed. 2 million likes. Mama called from a different number. I almost didn't answer. Maya, please don't hang up. I saw you're pregnant, with twins. I'm going to be a grandmother. You're not going to be anything to my children. You made your choice. You chose Jasmine over me. You don't get access to my family after abandoning me. That's not fair. These are my grandchildren. Fair? You want to talk about fair? Was it fair when you told me to accept Jasmine stealing my fiancé because she's prettier? Was it fair when you gave a speech at her wedding celebrating her betrayal? Was it fair when you called me cruel for having boundaries? You taught me that blood doesn't guarantee access. You taught me that loyalty matters more than DNA. I'm applying your lessons. I made mistakes. I'm trying to make amends. You can't make amends for this, Mama. You can't give me back the year I spent thinking I was worthless because I wasn't pretty enough. You can't unsay the things you said. You can't undo choosing Jasmine repeatedly. The damage is done. And I'm protecting my children from people who judge based on skin tone and appearance. My kids will grow up knowing they're valued for who they are, not what they look like. They'll never hear that one is prettier and one is smarter. They'll never be compared. They'll be loved equally. That's something you never gave me. So no, you're not going to be in their lives. Please, Maya. I hung up. Blocked that number too. Kwame found me crying. What's wrong? Mama called about the babies. Wants to be a grandmother. What did you say? That she doesn't get access to them after abandoning me. Good. Our children deserve better than conditional love based on colorism and favoritism. Do you think I'm being petty, keeping her grandchildren from her? I think you're being protective, There's a difference. Your mother damaged you. You're making sure she can't damage them. That's not petty. That's good parenting. I gave birth 6 months later. Healthy twins. Boy Kofi Kwame Mensah, named after Kwame's grandfather. Girl Ama Adeze Mensah, named after Kwame's grandmother. Both perfect, both beautiful, both dark-skinned like me. I posted photos from the hospital. Me exhausted but glowing. Kwame holding both babies, both of us in tears. Caption: they're here. Kofi and Ama joined us Earthside, and we're forever changed. Thank you for all the love and support. Our family is complete. Blessed young parents and twins. Boy-girl twins, 6 million likes. 3 years after Jasmine stole Marcus, I had everything she thought I couldn't have. A husband who valued my mind as much as my beauty. 2 healthy children. A full partnership at a top law firm making $450,000 a year. A mansion in Buckhead. But financial security beyond my wildest dreams. Meanwhile, Jasmine. Divorced at 29. Working retail at Nordstrom because she had no degree, no skills, no work history. Living in a studio apartment in a rough neighborhood. Dating casually but no one serious. Men dated her for looks but didn't stay. Alone. 5 years after the betrayal, I ran into her at Lenox Mall. I was there with Kwame and the twins, now 2 years old, walking, talking beautiful. We were in the Gucci store. Kwame was buying me a bag for our anniversary. And there was Jasmine, working, behind the counter in the Nordstrom shoe department, visible from Gucci's windows. Our eyes met. She looked older than 31, tired. The kind of tired that comes from regret, not just lack of sleep. I looked away first, didn't go over, didn't acknowledge her. But she came to us, left her post, walked into Gucci, stood there in her Nordstrom uniform looking at my Gucci shoes, my custom outfit, my designer diaper bag, my $200,000 engagement ring, and $100,000 wedding band. Maya, Jasmine. She looked at Kwame, at the twins. Your family is beautiful. Thank you. I've been trying to reach you, to apologize, really apologize, not the fake apologies I gave before, a real one. Okay, she took a breath. I was wrong, about everything. I was jealous of you my whole life. Jealous of your intelligence, your success, your strength. Mama always made me feel like my only value was my looks. So when you got engaged to someone successful and handsome, I couldn't stand it. I had to prove I could take him. Had to prove pretty still wins. But I was wrong. Pretty doesn't win. Pretty fades. I'm 31 and already I can feel it. Men don't look at me the same way. My looks are fading and I have nothing underneath. No education, no skills, no character. You have everything because you built yourself on substance. I built myself on sand, and now I'm drowning. Kofi started fussing. Kwame picked him up. Jasmine watched. I ruined the best relationship I ever had, with my sister, for a man who didn't even love me, who cheated on me the same way he cheated on you. I destroyed everything for temporary validation, and now I have nothing. No sister, no husband, no future. Just regret. I'm sorry you're struggling. I said, and I meant it. Not because I forgave her, but because I genuinely felt nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, just emptiness where she used to be. Is there any way can we ever be sisters again? I looked at her, really looked at her, saw the desperation, the brokenness, the regret, and I felt nothing. Jasmine, I forgave you a long time ago, not for you, for me, so I could move on. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You're not my sister anymore. You're someone I used to know who hurt me. I wish you well. I hope you find happiness. But I don't want you in my life. That door closed when you made your choice. Please, Maya, I miss you. I need. You needed your sister 5 years ago before you destroyed her. You didn't care then. I don't care now. We're even. I took Amma's hand, Kwame carried Kofi, and we walked out. Jasmine stood there crying in the middle of Gucci. I didn't look back. In the car, Kwame asked, "How do you feel?" "Free. Finally free. She doesn't hurt me anymore. She can't hurt me anymore. I'm too happy, too loved, too complete to be touched by her pain. That's power." Yeah, it is. 10 years after being told I'm prettier anyway, I was 39 years old. Twins were 8. We'd had 2 more kids, boys, ages 5 and 3. 4 beautiful, intelligent, loved children. Kwame's company had grown, worth $5 billion. His stake, $1.5 billion. We'd upgraded to a $12 million estate. Vacation home in Accra, another in Martha's Vineyard. I'd left the law firm to start my own, Patterson and Associates, focusing on civil rights and social justice, taking cases others wouldn't, making real change, living a life of purpose, love, and abundance. Everything Jasmine said only pretty girls could have. And Jasmine? Still working retail, still single, still paying for the choice she made at 26. The last I heard, she'd started therapy, finally addressing the colorism, the insecurity, the need for validation through beauty. Better late than never. But it wasn't my problem anymore. My problem was deciding which college fund to contribute to first. All 4 kids were already showing academic promise. My problem was planning our family trip to Ghana for Christmas. My problem was managing success, love, and family. Good problems, blessed problems. The problems of a woman who'd been told she wasn't enough and proved them all wrong.